Some people see this movie as a comedy with a difficult boss, but I never saw it this way because fashion is not just clothes, it's decision, it's pressure, it's attention to detail, and sometimes it's been misunderstood. So when I saw this dress, I didn't just want to look at it, I wanted to understand it. Don't be ridiculous, everybody wants this. So I decided to find some fabric to make one myself, but at doll scale. In today's video, I'm gonna try to recreate this dress for my doll. So let's go. I found this taffeta. I think it's perfect, but I just put a little shy of a meter, so we will see if that will be enough. So sewing for the doll is a kind of different kind of challenge. As you might know, this is the new Lazy Churchill after party doll that I got a few weeks ago. I still haven't done any pattern for her, so the first thing I'm gonna do is to take all her measurements because I need to make a basic pattern block. I already have a video showing you how I made a basic pattern for another doll, so I'm gonna link it in the description box below. But pretty much, if you haven't watched it yet, what I do is a pattern that represents the body of my doll. And then this pattern is the one that I will transform in the dress I want. When I make the pattern for the first time, you know, as you can see, I'm not just using it. I'm gonna photocopy because if they are okay, I'm gonna scan the original so I can have it all the time when I need to make any pattern. But in the meantime, I'm gonna use that photocopy and I'm gonna make a muslin. So pretty much I'm cutting it and I'm making sure to cut it exactly how it is, because if I make a mistake cutting it and the dress doesn't fit, then I will think that the pattern is not okay. So I try to make that muslin the best way I can, and as you can see, it's pretty much the body of my dress. And then what I'm doing is to correct any flaws that the basic pattern can have, and with the corrected one I should make another muslin until it's all good. But today I'm not gonna do it because I don't wanna take that long. I'm just gonna correct once and then I'm gonna just go ahead and make my pattern. One step that I always do before making the pattern is to make the flat. The flat drawing help me think. They help me analyze how I'm gonna make the pattern. For example, when I saw the dress for the first time, my first thought is that this was a circular skirt with a double circle on top, but then I analyzed, no, this is a A-line skirt with a circular skirt on top. You see, like when you start drawing the angles and everything is when you realize really what you need to do. So as you can see, I'm making my patterns. Something else that the flats help me, because I don't know why I didn't think about that, is that those patterns, as you can see, I have to cut all the pieces of the top part because that dress is not symmetrical. So every side is different. And this is something that I have to think of. I don't want to waste the fabric, so I'm gonna try to see if a A-line over an L-line will work. And as you can see, it doesn't look bad. I did that. It doesn't look bad, but it still is missing a lot of fabric. I know because of the A-line that something else that I'm seeing is that I cut it too long, so I have to cut it a little shorter and a little wider. Well, a lot wider. So at this point, I'm a little bit worried because I don't have that much material, but I think I can make it happen. Unfortunately, I cannot make the train as long as I want it because I'm afraid that I will have to go to the fabric store and get more, and I really don't have that luxury. But that's okay. I'm gonna finish cutting all my pieces, and something very important that I want you to notice is the chalk that I'm using. This time I'm using Taylor chalk, which is like a chalk, like it's not wax at all. It's more dusty because the wax will damage the fabric, like it makes a mark, but this one doesn't make any mark. So I mean, I'm marking it, of course, and you will see it, but it won't be visible at the other side, and you just can dust it off when you finish, or leave it there. It doesn't matter really. So I use the taffeta for the top part. For the inside dress skirt, I'm using another fabric that I had. It doesn't really matter, that goes inside. And for the lining, of course, I'm using white. It's a little dangerous because the red is such a strong color and the white does a lot of contrast. So if I don't sew it well, it will be visible from the outside and it won't look good. But you know what? I have to protect my doll because sometimes these kind of dolls get stained with the red, mostly with the red and the black and the navy. So, let's just try to sew the right way. Here I'm trying to find the correct needle. I have my machine is kind of not sewing very well, so I have to try to adapt the right needle with the right pressure foot until I can fix it. It's not that it's not sewing, but it's not great. Not a good moment for a machine so good as this one to give me hard time, right? Look at that. I already assembled the top skirt and look how big it is. It's almost a good skirt for myself, right? Can you imagine if this is for a doll, what would be for a human, like the original one? Wow, that was a lot of fabric, huh? Because I need to pleat that skirt and my fingers are not that small, I'm using a foot pleater on my machine. As you can see, it pleats the material and it pleated very nicely. I have to pleat the waistband and the hem, and look at that. Now that the two parts are pleated, look at that. It looks, oh my, look, it looks exactly as the original. Oh, wow. You see, I started for the most difficult, as usual, just to get over with the frustration, but I'm happy. Now I'm gonna sew the top part to the internal part because that is the part that will keep the structure. Now that the hardest part is done, we are gonna work with the top. And there are so many small pieces. I try to organize them so I don't make any mistake while sewing them, and everything is looking really good. I'm using this interfacing to make the finish nicer. And I think now I'm gonna finish the sleeves, and to attach the sleeve, I have to make one stitch move, one stitch move, one stitch move, just because those curves are so small. I'm reducing the seam allowance, but I think I should have cut that seam allowance a little shorter. Really, for me, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. That curve is not really easy, huh? So I'm almost done with my tops. I'm sewing the lining, and as you can see, I have to make sure to do an understitch to keep the lining inside. And as I can see, I think it's looking good. So I can sew the white skirt for the lining, and I have almost everything done. Now I can attach the top to the skirt, and it's looking fantastic. It's looking so good. Okay, now the other machine is damaged. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The dress is looking really good. I think the waist is a little too drop, so I might correct it later. But now is the time for the collar. And of course, the logical step here would have been that I would drape it. But if you know me, you will know that I don't go necessarily for the logic. I go for what I like, and I like to pattern. So I'm gonna pattern that collar. So I took all the measurements that I need, or what I think I need, and I made a pattern. And I'm thinking that I should make like a kind of collar that is a little wide. So what I mean is that my first attempt was horrible. So now I'm looking at the dress with the bad collar, and I'm just thinking, okay, while I'm thinking, I can do something else, because that will be in the back of my mind and I will find a solution, don't worry. So in the meantime, I'm gonna be unboxing. Well, this is not pertinent to this. This is for one of my dolls' laptop. But really, what I wanted to show you is that I ordered those earrings. I didn't know if those earrings would be too big because I analyzed that they weren't that small, but I think they are looking good. Wow, they look amazing. They are beautiful. Let me try on. Oh, I think they will work. But because I wasn't sure if those earrings would be too big, I ordered as well these ones. It comes with a package, so many colors, so I will have earrings, all the way. And one of the colors, of course, is red. I'm gonna try this one to Lazy Churchill. As you can see, some of them came already broken. So we are not talking about quality here. Huh? Okay, this one looks good too. Oh my goodness. They look really good. Both of them look good, but I think I like best the first ones. And now I have a new color. You see, the break helps. And I think this color will be very good. The only thing I'm making here a little bit different is that I really want like a pointy part at the sleeve part because I feel like this is what the designer wanted. One day I'm gonna see the illustration and you will see that it has that point. So I think I have my pattern now and I'm gonna cut it on my fabric. You see, I didn't want to cut it until I knew that I have the right one because I don't have too much of material left. I don't want to waste it. Kind of a little elastic in one of the sides, so it gets very secure with the arms. So now that my collar is done, the next step is the belt. I have to make a belt all red, and first I try to make like a strap, like a turn, but I think it really doesn't work well. Like it doesn't look good. It looks too strappy and not belty, you know what I mean. So I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna cut a stripe of fabric, and because this is not 100% silk, it has a little bit of polyester, I'm gonna burn the edge so it doesn't fray, and then I'm gonna go to my ironing board and I'm gonna fold one of the side, the one that is not burned, and then I'm gonna take this tape. This is a double side fusing tape, and I'm gonna cut it very, very thin because I want to glue it to my belt. Look at that. I'm gonna glue it at the edge, and now that is glued, I can remove the upper part of the tape, and then I'm gonna fold the other part like so, and I'm gonna fuse again with the iron. And look at that. You see what I was telling you? This looks very belty, right? And with my belt done, now I just need to make the hand finishes. I am finishing the armhole, and I'm gonna sew the snaps. And now I have everything ready so I can dress Lazy Churchill in this fantastic gown. I am so proud of this accomplished. Remember that I made a welcome dress for Lazy Churchill using a free pattern, and I was like, oh, that's so hard. But with this one, I was already more confident. Still the same small curves. And look at her. She looks fantastic. She's going to stroll outside, but you know what? I'm not satisfied yet. I'm just gonna go to the theater because I want to see if it's true that that dress is good. And look at that. Mirana and Lazy. They're wearing the same dress, but they don't care because both of them have a lot of personality. That's all. If you find this video useful or entertaining, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!